Hey guys, thanks for tuning back into my channel. This is my next project. This is a French Provincial dresser. It's a commission piece. I have this, the mirror for it, and two end tables. So we definitely have our work cut out for us. I gotta strip these down to bare wood, and then going to be painting these a melange color, but I'm not going to tell you what color yet. And there's drawers. Hold on. These are the drawers for the large dresser. And these are the drawers for the two nightstands. And as I said before, these are going to be painted a melange color, which I'm not going to mention which color. And there is also a mirror. So I'm taking a good look at this dresser here, and it looks like we have several coats of paint that need to come off and some stripper to remove. The stripper is actually still on here. And it looks like it's the same story for all the drawer fronts of the frame. So I'm going to take the roughest grit sandpaper that I have to the fronts of the frame right here and see how much luck I have with removing all of this. So this is after day 2 of sanding. The front is just about done being sanded. I'm getting down to the wood on this one side. The top just needs some cleaning up. And this side, this is how I picked it up. And it was stripped with actual stripper, so I kind of just have to sand the stripper off. So yeah, making some progress on this piece a little at a time. I've completed what I can do with the DeWalt. It was the tougher parts that I used the orbital sander for. So I removed most of it. The rest of it is going to need to be done with the surf prep, which is going to hug these grooves and corners. The orbital sander is not meant for that. So tomorrow night, I'm going to take the surf prep to this whole thing. As you can see, there's still some stripper on here. But I've definitely made a lot of progress and got all the tough job done. And I also have to do the inside of the legs and these legs. So the top is done. Top is actually ready to be stained, but that's going to be the very last step after it's painted. Hardware on all of the drawers for the two end tables and the dresser. So now I'm going to start stripping these.
So I started by sanding these. And it's so hard to get around these edges and in the groove that I decided to switch to using stripper.
Here's an update on how the stripping is going. So what I'm doing is first I'm doing the main face of the drawer, and then I'm doing this by hand, because when I use the stripper, the paint stripper, it doesn't get this quite well. So what I've been doing is taking a small piece of sandpaper and getting this whole piece by hand. So I've been doing that for all of the drawers. I did start out with using paint stripper on everything, and then I found that just sanding it was easier after using the stripper, so I'm not going to keep using the stripper. So I sanded this with a really rough grit, and I'm going to go back with a finer grit and then an even finer grit to make it smooth. I got the edges here. I freshened up the side of the drawers here. I sanded it all the way down because the paint that was here was oversprayed all over here. This is not done yet. I did this side, this was all painted, this whole lip. Same thing on this side, this lip was painted. This side of the drawer is done. So let me show you that light. So I just sanded this part and I sanded off all the overspray. This is all dust from sanding. I freshened up this side of the drawer. So that's gonna be like brand new as well. So yeah, this is where I'm at and this is what I'm doing, and this is why it takes so long for each drawer. So this is drawer number 6 that I'm about to hand sand, and then it'll be done. And then I got 5 more to go. So for these 2 end tables, I thought it would be a good idea to remove the backs, because sanding inside this box when it was surrounded on all but one side was nearly impossible. As you can see, I started in here. It was definitely not easy. So off came the backs. I'm gonna sand the back pieces, both sides, while they're off. And then I can finish sanding this. I can sand inside there much easier. And it makes that much more of the job simpler. Now, these end tables are getting stained in walnut. So I'm gonna stain these while they're off. I'm gonna strip this side still. Yeah, so once these are stripped on both sides, I'm gonna stain them. And then I'll finish stripping these and stain these, and then put them back together when the stain dries. If you're enjoying this video so far, please take a moment to hit the like button down below and consider subscribing to my channel so you don't miss any future videos. First coat of paint. I'm cleaning the hardware with baking soda and boiling water. Taking a Surf Prep Rad Pad in medium grit to get rid of excess paint, like right here. I don't want to hit anything other than that extra lip, because I don't exactly want to start the whole paint process over. that's smoothed out. I got another spot here. I decided I need to do this outside only, so I stopped. Unfortunately, right now it's way too windy outside, so yes, I did test it in here, knowing that it would make a mess. And I just finished cleaning up the mess. I'll be posting a YouTube video on the unboxing of this and its first use. Tonight I also cleaned up all these drawers. I took a nice cleaner to them and then I rinsed them off with water. After sanding away layers and layers of paint that were on here from the previous paint jobs that the first coat of antique bronze has been sprayed on all of the handles. I'm hand sanding the top before I stain it. So what I just did was I took my Surf Prep sander. First I took some 220 and I sanded down the entire top of the dresser to get out any kind of bumps or edges that might have been left. Then I took the 320 to make it very smooth, and it's definitely very smooth. So now I'm going to get all the dust off of this top, and I'm going to wipe it down, give it a good clean, and then I'm going to stain it. Oh, and so here's my Surf Prep, right? It has a dust extraction system hooked up to this little mini rigid vacuum. Yes, it's covered in dust because our shop is very dusty. And this works great. While I'm sanding, no dust comes out of this. It all gets sucked right up and disappears before I even see it. And I must say it works great. I'm staining the top in Walnut with Dixie Belle's No Pain Gel Stain. Now I'm doing a clear coat in Satin Finish. Some finishing touches with some gold gilding wax.